They don't even wear clothes. They don't wear any clothes at the gym, and I didn't know they filmed themselves the whole time. I'm in the background of like fucking 10 TikToks. I don't know what machines to use. I don't know how to do it. I just walk around. And then I go, all right, I'll go to the elliptical for 45 minutes. That ought to do it. I set it for 45 minutes. I get off at 5. Get in my car, drive home. I go, I hope nobody noticed that I was just in the gym for 7 minutes. Everyone noticed. Everyone in there is like, you see that fucking guy that just walked around for 7 minutes? So yeah, he comes every 5 years to try to turn his life around. So I can't work out at like a fucking Planet Fitness. I try to work out. I live in Texas now, and yeah, Texas, but yeah, it's all right. It's not that great, but yeah, I don't fit in there. I belong in the fucking Midwest. Look at me. I'm a Midwest 7. But no, I'm friends with Joe Rogan, and he has a club, and he has a studio. Yeah, Rogan. But he has a gym, a private gym, so I work out there, which is nice. I can do that. It's less embarrassing being a fat guy trying to work out there. He also has a sauna. I'm good at that. I can sauna with the best of them. I can sit. So I'm in the sauna, I'm by myself. You know, I'm already insecure, but you know, I figured no one else is there. So I take my shirt off, I'm in my underwear, I'm just sitting in the sauna. About 5 minutes in, there's a knock on the glass door of the sauna that scared me. I thought I was alone. I was like, oh shit. And I look over and it was Theo Vaughn and Joe Rogan. Yeah. And they open the door and Joe goes, hey, Theo said you looked like a hard-boiled egg. And then they closed the door. I didn't even get a comeback. I was like, and then there's no music in the sauna. Now it's just me and that insult. I'm sitting with that insult for 10 fucking minutes. Just arguing with Theo Vaughn in my head for 10 minutes. Just, you look like some type of egg my cousin might have found. Just shut the fuck up, Theo. Also, the thing that hurt the most is when he closed the glass door, I saw my own reflection. And I looked exactly like a fucking hard-boiled egg. So I got that going on. That's one that's an insult that's gonna stick with me probably for the rest of my life. I'm currently my girlfriend and I are fighting a lot, and that sucks. It's tough. But the thing about that is, my girlfriend is young and hot. No, it sounds good. You ever try to date a young hot chick? Kinda sucks. Dating a young hot chick is like, you ever like hold a cat for too long? You're like, oh, this is going incredible. Oh, you're leaving? You're leaving again, bitch? Also, when you look like me and you date a young hot chick, people have no problem, dudes especially have no problem saying the most disrespectful shit in the world to your face. Like I was on a flight, my girlfriend and I were on a flight. There's a guy sitting across from us. My girlfriend gets up to go to the bathroom. This guy fucking takes his headphones off to talk to me, which means he's been thinking about this the entire flight. He's just been weighing on him. He takes his headphones off and just goes, dude, I knew you must have been rich and famous because she's so hot and you're a fucking mess. As a dude, you gotta be like, yeah, hell yeah, bro. But it hurts. It hurts. I see it. I see Twitter, I see the comments. They're like, you know she's only with you for your money and power, right? Yeah. That's why I got money and power. That's the whole point. What happened to this country? That's the whole point of money and power. You get a little pussy. This is totally inappropriate for this venue, but whatever. There was this is a crazy decision. This is Zach's idea, but also Zach, before this, Zach was like, do you want to go first or second? I was like, first. Could you imagine if we finished just Zach Bryan and I was like, hey, you guys ever jerk off? It was insane. I gotta keep it. He's like, it's cool, it's a stadium. I was like, you can't do stand-up. It was funny too, I saw, the guy's in here right now. There was a guy on the Zach Bryan subreddit. My friend sent it to me and he was like, I'm bringing my 10-year-old son to the show. He's very excited. But I've never heard of that Shane Gillis guy. He seems incredibly inappropriate. Do you think I can let my son see it? And the top comment was like, No. And they were right. They were right. Get that fucking kid out of here. And then bring him back in for the music. It'll be very good. But this is, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm going to tell you this. This is something I really want to tell you. So this is, again, I agree. Nobody, the university does not agree with what I'm about to tell you. So every year, once a year growing up, my dad, he would rent like a 16-passenger van, and he would take me and a group of my friends, like 8 or 9 of my friends. We would drive out from the middle of Pennsylvania. We would go to a Notre Dame football game every year. And every year, like clockwork, my dad would get drunk the week of the game and invite another random alcoholic from the bar to join us on the trip. So there was always a wild card on the trip. All right, the year we're about to talk about right now is me and my friend's 7th grade year. All right, and that's important to the story because that's the year me and my boys all figured out how to whack off. And that changed the dynamic of the trip quite a bit. Because before that, we were just sweet little gay guys. We haven't come yet. So we were just like, oh, it's a 10-hour drive. I'm gonna miss my mom, but I love the Irish. I'll do it. This year we're all 10 hours in a car. How am I gonna jack off 5 times? Like I always do now. I don't think women know that about men, unless they have a son that's that age. Every dude in this stadium, the day he figured out how to jack off, was just like, all right. I'm gonna do this for the next year and a half at an unbelievable rate. You can ask your boyfriend or husband right now, what's the most you got in one day? He's gonna lie. He's gonna go, 2, babe. You got 5. Every dude in this stadium hurt his own dick jacking off. Shampoo stings. What the fuck? It feels so good at first. I'm sorry to so many of you. Genuinely, I'm sorry for what I'm doing. Now, this is crazy. No, that's all right. It'll be over. Don't worry. Now, this year, the wild card on the trip was a 7-year-old alcoholic named Cliff. All right. And every year we would leave Pennsylvania. We'd leave on a Thursday after school to get out to Notre Dame by Saturday. And Cliff, being a 7-year-old alcoholic, he was about an hour late. And my dad made us wait in the van for an hour. He wouldn't let us get out of the van until Cliff got there. So we're all just sitting in the van. And instead of being mad at my dad, we were just in there mad at Cliff. We were just, fucking Cliff. Finally, Cliff shows up. He hops on the van. He's like, oh, hello, boys. Go Irish. Immediately, the kid in the back of the van is like, Cliff's a fag. I don't condone that type of talk, but we were kids. That was the best part of the van, too. You could say whatever you want, just duck. The most trouble you'd get is my dad going, hey! So every year we would leave my house after school, we would drive out, we would always stop in Toledo, Ohio. We would always, Toledo! What a shithole. No, I like Toledo. It's all right. Just kidding. Shut the fuck up. Now, we would always stop in Toledo, Ohio around midnight. My dad had a nice trick to get us a cheap hotel room there. He would walk in, he would talk to the Indian guy that lived behind the front desk and worked the night shift at the hotel. You know, shut up, you've seen that guy, dude. And he would walk in and he would go, hey, I work for a church group. This is a van of retarded boys. Can you help us out? And then they'd open the door and we'd all get out like, ah! And they'd be like, oh yeah, those boys have something, we'll give you a discount.
Just the pineapple.
So then Friday, we would get out to campus. Friday morning, we'd get out to campus. My dad did the same thing every year. He would drop me and my friends off on campus, then him and the other dads would go to a bar for about 7 or 8 hours, till the sun went down. Then they'd pick us up from campus, drive us back to the hotel, they go back to the bar. All right? Which, if you're gonna drink and drive, you should do it with 10 children in a van. Just one eye in the back of the linebacker. So me and my friends are back at the hotel, we're fucking around. About an hour later, we see the dads come back from the bar. This time they're carrying Cliff, as if Cliff had been shot. He passed out at the bar, arms on shoulders, feet dragging. They throw him on one of the twin beds in our room, they go back to the bar. All right? So now there's 10 7th graders in a room with a passed out 7-year-old man that we have fucking hated for the last 24 hours. I mean, this is a gift from God. God laid this man at our feet. Who are we to deny his glory at this point? That's when kids start testing, seeing if Cliff's awake. Whispers at first, just, psst, Cliff, wake up, boss. He's not waking up. Now kids are screaming in his face, like, "You're gonna fucking die tonight, old man." Then touches, then light pokes at first, then slaps. Then it became like a gang initiation. Like we got like layup lines. Fucking. At one point, we set the hotel alarm clock for 1 minute later. We put it on top of Cliff's head. We turned the lights out. We all hid and waited for that 1 minute. And to this day, it's probably the happiest moment of my entire life. Just waiting for that, just with your boys, like, oh, this is it. Alarm goes off. Cliff does not wake up. So now we know we got a green light. We can kind of do whatever the fuck we want to this guy. I should also tell you guys it was the Attitude Era of WWF. All right. So me and my boys have been dying to try these moves on somebody who's not a little brother. Here's this perfect test. The best was you could jump from one bed onto him. You could do moves. You could do like D'Lo Brown frog splash. Cliff might have got 10 people's elbows that night, dude. Just little kids standing over him. Just That's how we knew he was alive, too. You'd hit him with an elbow and he would go, he's still alive. Now, at some point during this melee, we don't know which one of my friends did it to this day, but somebody in the group turned porn on the hotel. Now, don't judge me on this. This isn't like today, all right, where everybody's got their own internet and phones. Me and my boys, we had one TV, all right, and about, a 30-minute window until the dads came back from the bars, so there's no time for shifts on this one. We had to take a vote as a group. Is it gay? No. 10 nays, unanimous decision. So now everyone in the room's jacking off. And this isn't a big room. It was the hotel in Mishawaka. It's a regular hotel room. There's 10 fucking kids in there. They're on every part of every floor around the beds. 2 kids in one bed. One kid in bed, shoulder to shoulder with Cliff. I'll never forget seeing that old man's unconscious body shake with that boy's movements. Never woke up. Unless he did wake up. You have to go back to sleep. You can't wake up. If you wake up, you're going to federal fucking prison. No one's gonna believe you. That might be the worst blackout wake up I've ever heard of in my life. Last thing you remember is being at the bar like, here we go, Irish. And then you woke up in a room with 10 kids like, ah. I feel like I should stop, huh? Hold on, I gotta move. The stage is huge. Sorry about all this. I'm gonna tell you this. My family and I, we opened a coffee shop in my hometown for people with Down syndrome and disabilities to work at. And it's no, I didn't do it for the applause, please. I did it because it's fucking hilarious. No, it's awesome. It's very nice when you get to work with people with Down syndrome, especially you find out very quick. There's no difference between us and them at all, especially at work. At work, they're the exact same as us. These dudes show up to work every day just... You're like, what the fuck's your problem, dude? They're like, I fucking hate this job. Hell yeah, dude, we all hate our jobs. But one thing I found out is so I had a joke before about people with Down syndrome that they love 2 things across the board. They love John Cena and tits. Yes. All right? And that's true. That research holds up. Every one of them loves John Cena and tits. And I don't know if you follow wrestling, but John Cena became a bad guy this year, and the Down syndrome community is in shambles. They're not handling it well. They'll still do this back to you, but they're a little more reluctant these days. It's more of a... Anyway, I didn't know there was a third thing people with Down syndrome love until we opened this shop, and it is karaoke. They fucking love karaoke. They're like Japanese businessmen with that shit. They take it very seriously. So we have a karaoke machine in there. And anytime any of the guys show up and they're feeling sad, we're just like, bro, get on the mic. As soon as you bring up get on the mic, they go from being sad to just, you sure? Yes, dude, get on the mic. They're like, you sure this place is ready for Bon Jovi right now at 8 a.m.? And you're like, yes, dude, this place is definitely ready. The place has never been ready for it once. It's a shock. Every time one of these fuckers gets on the mic. It's a shock, dude. You've never seen someone with more confidence than a dude with Down syndrome with a microphone. Well, this is exactly what it looks like. We had it there, and we're like, bro, get on the mic. Also, the place, it's a new coffee shop, so people don't know, you know, what's going on in there. We don't have like a sign out front. Like, you're gonna find out when you get in there. And it's my favorite thing in the world to watch people find out. They walk in on their way to work, like, hi, how are you? And next to the register, there's a guy with Down syndrome in a fucking karaoke machine, like, Johnny, like to work on your time. To watch people walk in and go, what the fuck is this?
I don't know why it doesn't.
Well,
It doesn't for the cushion.
what else is going on? Trump? I don't know. Yeah, I do a Trump impression.
Oh, here we go.
Notre Dame! We've got the Aggies coming up, and we don't like the Aggies. Fuck the Aggies. No, I'm trying to keep up with the Trump impression, but it's tough.
Come on.
You don't realize how old he's getting. You forget how old Trump is because Biden was visibly fucking dead. Trump is old, dude. I'm watching interviews to try to keep up with him, and it's like now Trump's entered like old man whisper phase. You know what I mean? Like, you remember when your grandpa started whispering those last couple of years? You'd go to fucking TGI Fridays once a year to hang out with him, and he would whisper at dinner, and you'd be like, oh shit. Trump's in that mode, dude. Every interview I watch him do, he's like, and we talked and we said we're gonna take a lot of guys. Really big things, not little big, and we're gonna slow down because very big. Yes. Biden was past that. Biden entered a phase of old that nobody ever reaches. He's the oldest guy of all. Nobody ever. All he did was scream and whisper. I never saw him talk normal once. Every speech was. Serious, my favorite thing about Biden was in between teleprompters, his face would go back to being dead. Like, I'm not joking around, seriously. But Trump is, I'll miss those debates. Trump, Biden, I mean, thank God we got to witness that as humans. What a time to be alive. We got to watch two 80-year-old dudes argue. Insane choice that we did that as a country. Just made Joe Biden, dude. That was like also the fucking time of the debate. It was like a UFC main event. It was like, yeah, you guys are gonna go on at 1 a.m. and argue for 3 hours. You're gonna have to argue for 3 hours. All right. This has run its course, huh? I want to tell you this before I get out of here. This is a mistake, and I shouldn't have done this, but I already started. This is more of an idea than a joke, so don't actually do it. But this was making me laugh. Again, nobody has condoned anything I'm about to say. So here's an idea. It's a plan. It's more of a plan than a joke. But you buy an air horn, all right, and then you head down to the local pride parade. Hold on, relax. And then you wait patiently with the air horn until the T section, the T's are up. The LGBs have marched past. It's tea time. All right. Also, they better do it in alphabetical order. I want to know when to get there. You know what I mean? I don't want to get there early, catch a fucking L parade. What's that? A bunch of Subaru floats? I'm sorry. But you wait patiently until the T's are up front. Fucking. You press the air horn so you startle them while they're all marching, and so you press it and they scare, so they all go, oh! And then they all go, oh my god, alright, my bad. I'm terrible. I pussied out on that. Guys, this is a dream for me to even be here, and I genuinely want to thank Zach. Zach was the one who hooked this up for me, and it's a dream come true. Thank you guys very much for letting me nervously fuck around